G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. We are here on the brand new expansion for Age of Empires 4. This is the Sultan's Ascent. Two new civilizations facing off against each other on a brand new map. That's what I call a good time. Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, spawning in on the west side of the map in the color red, playing as the Byzantines. We've got David Kim, aka Puppy Paw. And on the east side of the map, in the color pink, playing as Juicy's Legacy, it's Don Artie. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cliffside. One of my favorite maps, and if this is one of your favorite maps as well, make sure you leave a like on the video. Even if it's not one of your favorite maps, leave a like, because I'm putting out content. You guys can hear my voice is a little bit raspy. I'm a little bit sick at the moment, but we're still out here. We're still grinding. We're still having a great damn time learning these civilizations and slowly wrapping our head around it. One of the things that we have seen is the rise of the Byzantines. We have seen this civilization come through the fire, through the flames, and we have seen them carry on towards greatness. Slowly, players are working out this civilization. I tell you what, it took a while for them, but now they are finally cooking. It has been great to see. And I'm looking forward to seeing what we got out from Puppy Paw today. Of course, for anybody unfamiliar with this guy, one of the best in the business, currently sits about rank 6 on the ladder on his main account. I think about rank 10 on this account, a secondary account. And Don Artie, of course, one of my close friends. Very, very good guy. He's from the Netherlands, but we don't really hold it against him too much. But look, Dutch people are alright. We don't mind them. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about this matchup and about what we've got today. We've got Juicy Legacy, the Chinese variant, taking on the Byzantines, and I'll be honest, I find this to be a tough matchup. I find it tough from the Byzantine perspective. And the reason why is this. As the Byzantines, one of the main things that you enjoy doing as a Byzantine enjoyer is playing in the Feudal Age a little bit longer than most other civilizations do. And what the Juicy Legacy have got access to is the Jukunu. And the Jukunu absolutely destroys the Byzantines. The only way I can really think of countering the Juicy Legacy with the Byzantines is longbows. That's pretty much it. Just simply because with Juicy's Legacy, they don't have access to the archer. They've only got access to the Jukunu, and the only way to really beat longbows is with mass archers. So it's one of those ways where you kind of work a way out of it through your mercenaries, but you definitely have to play around that. And have a look at this. We got a pretty nice meditation gardens coming down for Don Artie. Should be 48 food, should be the 30 gold, the 30 stone, and of course a little bit of wood as well. Age up coming through on the other side as well. It's going to be a grand winery coming in. And we'll leave this short little moment right here to just put a shout out if you are interested in coaching content, if you want to improve, if you'd like to check out some replay reviews, make sure you check out the Patreon. A huge update to Patreon has just occurred. We've got Season 6 content that has just started dropping, so it's got your Byzantines, your Japanese stuff as well, but all of the content from previous seasons, so that's Season 5, 4, 3, all the good, all the old stuff, that is now publicly available. So that means it's still on the Patreon. You're still going to have to go over to the Patreon to find it, but it's available for everybody to see. So hopefully there's a civilization in there that you like. You could check out some content. We coach everybody from bronze all the way up to conqueror, every single civilization as well. So go check it out. Go see what you reckon. I'll leave a link in the description. Let's get back to the action though. Talking about this meditation gardens, if I had to give this one a rating, I would say this is a pretty damn good rating, especially because it's in the base and it's safe. And this is something that we often forget about when we're putting down a meditation garden. So for me, as an example, I'd be looking at this and I'd be like, hell yeah, brother. Like, we have got 2 stacks of berries. We've got the stone. You could probably even argue about the gold maybe getting into it if you go right here in the center. That's absolutely beautiful. But you expose yourself if you do that. If you think about going for a 2 TC play or going to Castle Age, you're going to expose that out pretty badly. So you've got to be very careful about doing that. But look at this Song Dynasty timing coming through from the Don early on in this game. Don? Oh, he's just... Never mind. I thought it was an impressive Song Dynasty timing. It's just Don slowly building his Jiangnan Tower with the single villager from the initial landmark. Nice little age up though, considering he only had 1 on the age up. Let's check our numbers here. Yeah, so it seems about decent, about right. So about 8 wood a minute, not too bad there. But 30, 60, 100 and, 110, and then maybe like 120 he'll break if he's lucky with the meditation gardens. Pretty damn good meditation gardens right there. 3 villages worth. Let's check in on the other side and see how Puppy Paw is doing. Because one of the things to note is Puppy Paw doesn't seem to be playing the style that most people play with the Byzantines. And that is the Mito build. That is opening up with a mining camp over on the stone and slowly trickling away at that stone, getting your second cistern up, getting your third cistern up right as you hit Feudal Age. Instead, he's going to be opting for a second TC. And have a look at the amount of stone he's got in the bank at the moment. He's going to have more than 400 stone here, ready to go and place down that town center. And we can see him going to be moving, going to be graduating over towards this north side. Nice little TC location he's got over here. If he chooses to go for the gold, it's going to be defending, obviously, the gold, but it's also going to be defending the berry bushes, which is pretty important to be defending. You do want to try and get that, as we mentioned before. Jukunu can be very painful for the Byzantines to deal with here. And so the TC is going to go down on that gold. So instead of going towards the front of the base, closer towards your Chinese variant opponent, it's a smart move in what we're seeing here. But what do we see from the Don? Let's ride on board, because the most common strategy that we've seen from this civilization has been, hands down, fast castle. But that's not the case today. And I actually watched Beastie's video recently where he did a tier list for all the civilizations for Age of Empires 4. And I gotta say, I agree with pretty much everything he said in there. But one of the things that he said that I thought was quite important was that he didn't think the castle age timing from Juicy Legacy was that powerful. What he actually thought was the most powerful thing was this feudal age style where you go for a really big farm transition quite early on. And I got to agree with him. To me, this is the biggest part of Juicy Legacy. It's getting these two TCs out really quickly and then just getting your farm transition in behind it nice and quickly. It's so affordable to do. We take a look at the villagers here. 45 wood to place down that farm. Only 3 seconds to build the farm. And of course, let's not forget about the cherry on top. It's the granary that takes 18 seconds. But have a look at this. Don, not going to be investing in the food economy too much at this stage. He's still got plenty of sheep in the bank to worry about. And he's got berries here as well if he needs to. We start to see that archery range coming up. Don might be thinking about doing something a little bit sneaky. Second archery range coming out as well. Something we haven't seen in quite a while. The Jukunu player, or Jukunu coming out from the Chinese variant civilization player, which is exciting to see. I will say that much, because I really do feel like that's how the civilization is a powerhouse. Don't get me wrong, I do like the quick castle age timing, but I just kind of feel like people have worked out how to counter it, right? Like, for me, I'm up against Juicy's Legacy. It's just like, all right, I just make lots of units, and I deny you the relics, and then I age up and I take them myself. Whereas, like, for going against a feudal age play, it's a little bit different. Now, we do start to see a villager. Oh, I thought he was heading onto the stone there. A bit of a sign of maybe a third TC, but instead the villager going to be heading out towards the gold. And we do see the Western mercenary contract coming through. So it is going to be our longbows that are going to be coming through. So definitely the right call here from David Kim, aka Puppy Paw. Of course, I like that he does use that name. For anybody who doesn't know who David Kim is, David Kim was a balance tester. I don't know if he is still a balance tester. I suspect he probably isn't. He's probably some senior director of game design somewhere. But he was a balance tester for StarCraft 2. And he was really good. He was incredible. So they used to bring us back in the days, like before StarCraft 2 came out, they used to bring what were called, what did they call them? Not battle reports. That's what they used to be called, battle reports. And every time you'd watch players that weren't David Kim, you'd kind of cringe a little bit. But when David Kim came on, it was like, you know this game is going to be good. Like, he knows everything about the civilization. He was very clearly a competent player. And I think that's what a lot of people sort of grew this this fascination with him. Because he was really quite good as well. Like, you could see he was a talented player. But I don't know too much about the lore of David Kim. I don't know whether he actually, I don't think he ever entered any tournaments. Because I know with the devs for Age of Empires 4 as well, they're not allowed to enter any tournaments, so it kind of sucks, right? Like, you've got players like Mido give you anxiety that are obviously really good players, and they just can't go into tournaments when they're working, which sucks. But have a look at this. Puppy Paw scouting out what his opponent's up to. He is seeing the Jukunu spam coming through, and have a look at this. This is what's so powerful, I think, about the Song Dynasty coming out here from the Juicy Legacy. And that is that it's 9 minutes into the game, he's on 2 TC, and yet he's already built up 21 Jukunu. That's a lot of Jukunu. If I'm going for a 1 TC strategy, playing as the Chinese, I'm going to be building up around this mark, around 28, 29 Jukunu at this stage of the game. And Don Artie's got it with 2 TCs, and that's absolutely wild to me. Blacksmith now coming down. Plenty of vills still back here on that safe side, and we do now start to see the true counter coming out to the Byzantines, or I say to the counter to the Byzantines. We've seen this a lot recently, where players have got a second town center on the gold, and instead of players looking to try and take it head on with like a battering ram or something like that, they go for the outpost. We can see that Don's going to be doing that here. Now, of course, we see Puppy Paw's reaction to that is going to be longbows moving in. He sees this well and truly. But does Don see the longbows coming in? He's got a nice little line of sight advantage. Villager under pressure. It will get taken out. That second villager should have been brought here to assist, but unfortunately, Don not paying attention will lose out on that outpost. So a little bit awkward at this stage. And now we can see that base building from Don Artie coming in. I love the way he's leaving all of this gap here. I suspect he's going to be looking to put farms in along this backside. Doesn't really have space towards the back of the base. Normally, you want to try and keep one side free. You can always go for something a little bit more fancy, but oh my god, look at the mass. This juicy legacy strategy is absolutely wild. 2 town centers, pumping out villagers, and absolutely insane number of units as well. Now the upgrades are about to start coming through. Ranged armor coming in for Puppy Paw. Ranged attack coming through for the Don. Things are aligning. The stars are aligning. Question's going to be whether he can engage before getting an advantageous upgrade. And you can see right now that both of these players do have ways to boost the speed of their upgrades. For example, the blacksmith here can be boosted through the Dialecticus ability, or the Dialecticus toggle. Whereas on Don Artie's side, he can look to use the supervisor to boost out the blacksmith technology. So both of these civilizations have that ability. But now Puppy Paw going to be looking for a little bit of a raid on the backside. Now, one of the things I'm curious about... Okay, you do. So you do get access to the unique technologies, Expilatores and Trapezites, in the Byzantine stable. It's not just their main landmark, the Hippodrome, that you get access to them. So that's a good thing to know, right? Because there was a part of me that's like, Hippodrome's kind of good because it gives you access to these unique techs. And it's like, well, you can actually just build them from the stable anyway, or research them from the stable. So it's not a big deal. All right, well, at this stage of the game, Don is looking like an absolute staunch favorite. This is kind of ludicrous. And I think this is kind of where we suspected the tempos would drop on the... If you were going to put out like a scale of tempo, you would have to say Juicy Legacy is really, really high up there. The fact that you can go into 2TC and mass this many units this quickly, it's kind of wild. But on the other side, we kind of suspected that the Byzantines would be slow, and that's exactly what we do see here out of Puppy Paw. We see a very slow start. He's slowly getting into gear. Now, one of the things to note is the army value isn't accurate, but I think it's a fair representation considering the villager or the military difference at the moment. Both of these players investing heavily into their militaries at this stage. We'll switch it over to income per minute. Looks like about 1,500 for Puppy Paw, about 2K, 2.2K coming through for Don, so significantly ahead. And that's just going to be the Imperial officials doing work. Remember, they do a lot of work back here. Single lumber camp, empowering that up, getting 20% extra wood across the board. Very, very nice. Now Horsemen coming back. They've got that +1 ranged armor. Should be able to survive most of those hits, and indeed they do. But just being annoying towards the base of the Don. We see on the backside, he has thrown down some outposts. He's going to be throwing down plenty more. He wants to make sure he's got wood coming in here. And with these outposts coming up, the hand cannon slit will be able to dish out plenty of damage once it comes through. But now Villager's going to be forced to run. And Don being chased around a little bit here. You can see that, or rather, Puppy Paw being chased around a bit. Don, a little bit confused on what to do here. Do I want to go for the throat? Do I want to just chill? Because he's very happy at the moment. Just 75 Jukunu. Somebody stop this man. You can't be making this many Jukunu in the feudal age. You could do it in the castle. You want to know something? You can do it in the feudal age. Don't do it in the castle age. In the castle age, Jukunu just they fall off because everybody's got mangonels out now, and you know, one mangonel is just going to upset your day. But in the feudal age, it's a different game. It is a different game. But now on that backside, the wall's coming through. I suspect he's going to be looking to drop down some farms here shortly. Another raid coming in. Imperial official running to its death, as they love to do. That's their favorite thing to do. Their favorite pastime, the Imperial official, running to their deaths. Triple battering ram for the Don. He knows exactly what he needs to finish this game. Triple ram. But look at this from Puppy Paw. This is what I got to respect coming out from the Byzantines here, is that he has been going this entire time full military. Still only sitting on level 2 system, which, if anything, I would say might be a bit of a mistake. He could have moved into level 3, maybe even level 4 system by this stage of the game. Be buffing up that production. Be getting out a little bit more on these, or getting a little bit more value out of these villages. Now the Jukunu able to siege down that house single-handedly. He's going to need to switch this over to Presidium. You can see the archery range is technically affected by it. Presidium could be very helpful now, but we're going to enter into the cinematic mode as the longbows, together with the archers, look to try and take out the Jukunu on the front. Horsemen coming in. Keep in mind, there is no triumph ability here at all, so it's just going to be them eating alive as much as they can. The longbows, you can see them sitting at the back here. This is exactly what he wants. He wants to try and keep the space between the Jukunu and between his own units. And you can see every single opportunity he's got to kite, he will do it. But now villagers begin to face the way of the, or go the way of the dodo. Town center is firing down. Don managing to lose reinforcements. We can see that scout almost picked up. The horseman doing a wonderful job here. You can see just how smart Puppy Paw is when it comes to dealing with this attack. He says, I'm not going to take you head on. It's about attrition at this stage of the game. As long as my longbows are able to hold, as long as I'm able to continue repairing the town center, the Vils come back in. 15 Vils inside the TC, still firing down. And it looks like Puppy Paw will be able to hold with a beautiful defense up against the Don in this game. Absolutely incredible stuff to witness right there. Vils now going to have to come out of the town center, but you can see this has been an absolutely perfect clean up. A masterful defense up against the Zhukunu spammer that is Don Artie. I can't believe you've fallen to this level, Don. You want to know something? Don Artie hates the Chinese so much, and I'm talking about the civilization, I'm not talking about the people. He hates the Chinese civilization so much, he hates playing against the Chinese civilization so much. He used to go in quick match. When he would get the Chinese, he would literally leave the game at the very beginning. He's like, good game. You're playing Chinese? Good game. He hated playing them that much. He had a really good win rate against every civilization except for the Chinese. He just couldn't work out how to beat him. And you know what he's done here? He said, well, if you can't work out how to beat him, you got to join him. And that's exactly what he's done. No supervisor back here on the mill, though, Don. A little bit of a mistake for you. Could be, you're missing out on about, what, 400 or 500 food by not having that, but look at these numbers, though. Still really impressive, sitting at about 2,100. Age up coming through from Puppy Paw. He managed to find the window. Puppy Paw, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think you won that last fight by as much as you should have. Not as much as you should have, but as much to justify going to Castle Age here. And I'm a little bit scared for you right now. But we'll see exactly how Don looks to play it. The Zhukunu number continues to rise. And look at the archery ranges. Look at the production coming out here. Exactly what you'd expect from 2TC. I'm going to be honest. This is 100% the way to play this civilization. I don't care if you're a team game player or a 1v1 player. This is it. This is 100% it. I'm loving it right now. It is like I'm eating I tell you what, I'm loving the McCrispy from McDonald's. How good is that? Have you guys tried that? We've got that in Australia. Chef's kiss. That is good. But Imperial Official number 2 for the game goes down plus 20. You know, I remember playing League of Legends, and whenever you'd have Nassus, you know, it'd be plus 6 whenever you kill the opponent in the lane. And here it's like plus 20. Feels good, man. It feels good to get that extra little bit of gold in the coffers. But the slow age up coming through here from Puppy Paw. One of the things to note, Puppy Paw is trying to keep the army of his opponent in the base, wants to delay it until he can get the age up through. Once the age up's through, he's going to be looking for some key upgrades here. Number 1 that he's going to be looking for, veterancy on these units. So he's going to need to look for veterancy on the archers, as well as +2 ranged armor. That's going to be a really key upgrade for him here. Veterancy coming through on the archers, veterancy on the mercenaries. It's going to take 60 seconds for that upgrade to come through. One of the ways you can reduce it is by switching over to Dialecticus, and it will make it come out much faster. So I would definitely recommend doing that in this situation if I was Puppy Paw, but I am not. So hopefully he manages to work it out before the Zhukunu. Oh my god. 93 Zhukunu. He's making only Zhukunu. Now able to take out those horsemen almost in one hit. This actually becomes the point of... You've heard of like diminishing returns? Well, this is like the critical mass point here, where there's so many Zhukunu, it doesn't matter the armor that you've got. They will always... He's pulling villagers. Oh, he's going all in. Oh, he's going all in. Look at the battering rams. He is going absolutely all in right now. Everyone is going. The pink villagers, the pink Zhukunu, the pink battering rams. Send in the cavalry. Well, there is no cavalry, but send in everybody, he says. It's time to go. Yo, you gotta get the battering rams. Where's the battering rams? Get them in here, John. Come on, let's go. And now, making their way towards the town center, the number of villagers here is absolutely ludicrous. The Mangonel! Oh, the Mangonel! The villagers have got the torches out. The Mangonel's looking to try and get a nice shot off here. The Vils come through and manage to get their torches connecting to the Mangonel. And now on the other side, the Akritoid defenses coming out from Puppy Paw. He's looking to try and hold on. Zhukunu up against millions of villagers. Cataphract in the action as well. Second Mangonel comes out from Puppy Paw. He's going to look to try and fire down upon the villagers. They all go down. First of the landmark. It will be falling. It's going to be the town center that goes down. He's going to have to move back towards that secondary line of defense, that additional town center together. Now the Mangonel once again under pressure. Cataphract needs to charge. He's going to pick up a whole bunch of gold here, but doesn't even matter. The Mangonel goes down. And now, where are the units from Puppy Paw? He's lost everything. And now, all of a sudden, Don Artie, committing absolutely every unit in his base to his opponent's demise, will look to try and take the game off Puppy Paw. A single Cataphract here. A second one has arrived. These guys are going to be able to tank up a fair few shots here, but remember that at this point, you're at such a critical mass with your Zhukunu, you got to ask the question whether it even matters. Second landmark goes down. I think this could be it. Don Artie begins to focus towards that third landmark, the Golden Horn Tower within his reach, making his way towards it. now beginning to take out the last of the longbows. You can see there's more in queue at the Golden Horn Tower, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think he may have it. Ladies and gentlemen, an absolutely glorious game from the Don, demonstrating the true power of the Juicy Legacy all-in. Absolutely masterclass. An absolute masterclass in offense, and good game gets called. Puppy Paw taps out. What a pleasure it was to cast that game. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go and check them out. I'll leave links in the description of where you can go watch Don Artie, where you can go watch Puppy Paw live over on Twitch. They're probably streaming right now. Both incredible players and incredible dudes. Go say good day for me.